Happy Friday and welcome to another episode of Shiz and Gigs, our weekly wind-down podcast where we talk about everything and anything. My name's Heather, and I'll be your hostess with the mostest, your fun facilitator. But of course, I'm never alone. So up next, we have my first and only co-host. She is a lover of all things true crime. She is a Taurus sun and moon, and she puts hot sauce on everything. It's Demi.
Hey, everyone. I hope you are having a lovely Friday, and I'm happy to be here with you, Heather.
Happy to have you. All right, we're going to kick things off this week, and we're going to talk about the trending topic that I think everyone's talking about, the winter storm. And ironically, it's called Isabel, like our staff member, but not after her. Isn't that fun? Just
Who knows? It might be named after her.
It might be named after her. That's true. Because, meteorologists know her. It's true.
Yeah.
So this snowstorm is creeping its way from the Midwest toward us. Earlier this week, meteorologists briefly mentioned the likelihood of snow in Virginia and much of the East Coast. Over the last couple of days, the possibility and the amount of snow has increased significantly. Some meteorologists even predict that this could be the biggest snowstorm of the century for Virginia. I'm just kidding. But over the last couple of years. So what do you think, Demi? What are your snow predictions?
I don't know. I definitely think it's going to be snowy, and I think it's going to stick, specifically because it's been so cold this week. It has been quite chilly outside. Normally, I feel like the weather's been on and off, warm and then cold again. But recently, it's been pretty consistent in those teens degrees at night and then 30s to 40s throughout the day. So I definitely think it's going to be more likely to stick. So we'll get higher in the inches. And then I feel like it's going to be higher snow amount because it's going to be over a longer period of time that it's going to be snowing.
You heard it here first, folks. Demi,
I am
live.
Meteorologist Demi coming to you live from Expansive in Richmond.
AAP Bolt Studio. Yes, so I agree with you. I do think that it's real. I think that the snow is coming. And I think, it has been significantly cold. I mean, my house is 119 years old, fun fact. And I've had to keep the taps running on all my faucets all week to avoid any sort of bursts, So I think it's gonna happen. How much snow? And folks out there, how much snow you think we're gonna get?
I'm thinking maybe this is such a large range too. I'm 3 to 7 inches.
Yeah, I'm 3 to 24 inches.
I don't know. Maybe it's between 3 inches and maybe 4 feet. But I don't know. I don't know. It could be anywhere in that range.
Anything's possible. Hi, Terica. I see Terica in the chat. Hey. So happy to have you. Awesome. Well, I love snow. So I think that's also a question to ask you, Demi, and the audience. Do you like snow?
I like snow when I'm inside.
Got it.
I like looking at it. I like watching my dogs play in it. I think it's really cute. I was an avid skier as a child.
Of course you were.
I skied every year, and I kind of grew out of it. Don't love it so much now as an adult, but I definitely like it. I think if I had kids to play with, I would have more fun with it. But I'm kind of by myself now, so I don't have anyone to play in it with.
I'll play in the snow with you, Debbie.
Okay, cool. So right. I will come play with you in the snow. Does anyone else want to have a huge snowball fight?
Social distance.
And we will all socially distance with our mask on and play in the snow.
I love snow. I also think it's fun. I have a dog as well. It's fun with dogs. I was told today, technically I'm from Maryland. Don't tell anybody. But as a Virginian, I was told today by someone from Michigan that Virginian snow is cute. So, maybe if I was in a colder climate, I wouldn't love it as much, but it's enjoyable.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, I think it's time for Demi to share some fun facts with us, some fun recs. So we're going to go to Demi's segment.
Okay.
What are you sharing with us today, Debbie?
Today we are doing an emergency preparedness checklist. So my
So tell me.
tip today is going to be how to be prepared for snowstorms. So luckily these tips and tricks are kind of relevant to any natural occurrence. So when it comes to hurricanes or snowstorms or anything where you're going to be stuck in one location for a long period of time, you can scan this QR code to go to our emergency checklist. And then when we go to our next page, we have our basic emergency supplies. Sorry, that is kind of tiny, but if you scan that list that QR code right there, it'll take you to our Amazon shopping list, which is where you can see all of these items. So first up, we have some water. So water is so important. So you want to make sure that you get enough water for each person in your house. So about 1 gallon per person per day. And then make sure you have
Not for me, Demi.
okay, well, for Heather, it's like 6 gallons per Heather per day. She drinks so much water. We all
I
aspire
do.
to drink as much water as Heather does. I'm just going to go through a couple of these like short tips and tricks. Food obviously is very important, non-perishables. You can find all of these on the emergency list. Some extra medication. A first aid kit is so important to have around. Sleeping bags, warm blanket for each person. We also have a couple of items on there that you can buy on the shopping list just to have fun so that you don't forget to like have fun while you're doing this. So you can play board games. So we have a couple of board games and or card games that you can do, some Mad Libs. You can build forts, play charades. Other activities you could do is you can get a yoga mat, do some yoga classes. If you have a power block to charge your phone and you have data, you can look up some yoga videos online. I think a really important thing to remember during this time, though, is just to stay calm and collected. And when you have this prepared kit with you the whole time and you already have it made for you, you don't get worried in these situations because you already know that you're ready to go if something happens, and you don't have to like rush in those last seconds and go to the grocery store and there's 8,000 people there doing the same exact thing. They're selling out of things. So we definitely recommend having this ready a few weeks in advance. Just have one ready to go all year. And that's why the stuff is important to have them be non-perishable items.
I love how prepared you are. I'm sure you have like a go bag in your trunk. You're just like ready to run when you
I
need
do.
to.
And it's funny because I've been like that since I was a kid. When I was really little, I guess this is going to sound crazy, but my worst fear was having to leave the house in the middle of the night and not being ready. So as a child, I had a bag with like socks and clothes in it to go. And I guess like child me was very worried about not having enough socks for some reason. So I had like 16 pairs of socks in this bag. And I remember telling my parents as an adult that I had this bag and they were like, why were you so worried about that? Why didn't you tell us? And I was like, I
ready
have
to
no
go.
idea. But now hopefully all of you can be prepared and we can definitely go ahead and share that link with you all as well. I can post it in the comments so that you can go onto our Amazon list and get ready to go for the season. And we have it on the screen as well.
Thank you so much, Demi.
No problem.
So mine is a little bit lighter, a little bit greener, if you will. So I am going to go over some tips and tricks on how to winterize your tropical plants, your indoor house plants. So if you are like me, when it gets cold, you're like, oh snap, I have to move some furniture so I can get all my cute green babies indoors. It's a struggle. So this is me. This is an infographic of me moving the furniture. And then next you're going to see what my current house looks like. I have, actually, I want you to guess. You can drop it in the comments. Debbie, you can guess as well how many plants you think I have in my house presently.
I'm going to let a couple of people drop it first because I've heard it in your bio. I don't exactly remember though. So
It's been a while.
I'll guess, but I'll let a couple of people. I know Tarika's out there. I know a couple of people on our team might be watching. Okay, Tarika's a 30.
Tarika says 30.
Okay.
Okay. It's a great guess.
Not going to drop any hints. Not
So
gonna give
I have about
I was like, let me drop mine. I'm pretty sure you said, I can't remember. I feel like I'm getting my numbers confused. Andrea, 12, 22. I think is it 300?
It depends on the day of the week because I also like sell plants, but
Hmm.
my personal collection, I have 120.
Okay.
So lots and lots of plants. So of course I got to move them around, shift them around, and when winter comes, there are 5 things I'm going to share on what to do to keep your cuties alive. So first up, we have trimming dead leaves. All right, so it gets colder out, they actually go dormant, so they're not going to grow as fast. You might see some of the leaves maybe slightly yellowing or drying up because there's less humidity, so you can definitely use clean scissors, clean freshly washed scissors, and you can clip those. Next is fertilize. Do not fertilize during this time. Again, plants go dormant, so fertilizing, they don't need food right now, they're good, they ain't hungry. Third, making sure that your leaves don't touch the window. Okay. So, one thing you can do is actually move your plants closer to a window source, like a window sill, but try to avoid having those leaves touch the glass because the glass is so cold, which will in turn harm your plant. Okay. Fourth, have your plants be friends with other plants. Huddle them together for warmth, strength in numbers, and having them huddled together is always great. And then 5, you can get a nice spray bottle with water, and you can spray them, or you can get a humidifier and put them near your large groups of plants, and you can spray them and keep them, the leaves nice and moist. But there's other fun facts, but I didn't want to overwhelm. But yeah, this is what I do. They do pretty well. I like to fertilize and repot in the spring. So, like end of March, April, over a couple of weekends, I take them outside with fresh soil and change up the pots, and they get nice, healthy, and strong.
Wow.
I
Those are
know.
definitely great. I know that I have a couple of plants right now beside or near windows. So I'll definitely have to keep in mind that I should move them away from the windows because they get too cold. But I know I have them over there because I'm like, oh, it's sunny and nice for them. So I'll definitely move them. And I know there was a comment, keep your plants and animals inside during this cold season. So
Yes,
definitely
exactly.
bring them all inside as the snow comes.
Yeah, especially when it applies to tropical plants. So anything less than 55 degrees, you want to bring those babies inside. There are, of course, perennials and some other plants that can stay outside year round. But yeah, just a tip for success.
I guess that today both of our segments were technically here's a tip.
Exactly. Here's a tip with Heather and Demi. Well, thanks, guys and gals. Thank you all so much for joining us. Stay warm out there. Thank you, Demi, for joining me today on this fun Friday. We hope to see all of you all again. We stream every Friday at what time, Demi?
4 p.m.
Every day, every Friday at 4 o'clock. You can catch us on the All About Presentation YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn page. If you can't make it live, no worries. We repost our episodes. I was going to say we repost our comments. We repost our episodes on all of our pages. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep warm. Bye.